Actually, I don't even know if I feel like reading this Frozen propaganda thing. I'm so like fucking inebriated right now. I drank like 5 drinks in a very short span of time. I don't even know if I can keep my eyes focused. But basically, he likes Sleeping Beauty. He doesn't like Frozen. I don't know if he thinks it's feminist propaganda, whatever. But maybe I'll. Okay, so atheism is unstoppable. I can remember before he really rose to popularity. I used to be a Young Turks fan, and around the time I started to become disillusioned with them because they seem to have this really biased coverage of stories having to do with Islam. And I'm kind of an equal opportunity atheist. You know, I call Christianity on its bullshit. I call Islam on its bullshit. And I noticed this guy in the chat kind of talking shit about TYT, and I kind of agreed with some of what he was saying. And I found like I had this little rapport with him. Then I found out he had his own channel. I'm like, oh, you have your own channel? It turns out it's Atheism is Unstoppable. And he totally blew up. And there was some stupid tension between him and I. Nothing big. It remained relative. We remained relatively civil, but we had like a disagreement on some of the shit involving race or whatever. And over time, I'd kind of fall out of habit of watching him, start watching him again, fall out of habit of watching him again. But I started watching him again recently, and I thought he made a couple of funny videos regarding Jordan Peterson. So here's a video called Jordan Peterson, Do You Believe in God? And maybe I'll just react to this instead of trying to read an article after 5 drinks.
Because I'm afraid that you get tired of my love.
And so this will probably be divisive to some degree because I know Atheism is Unstoppable is a very divisive YouTuber. Some people love him, some people hate him. Then you have people like me. It's like I can enjoy his videos. I can disagree with him when I find grounds to disagree. I think, you can watch someone's videos and find things you like about a content creator without having to 100% endorse or condemn them. So do I want to watch this dude rap? Let's see. Okay.
Jordan of the House Peterson, do you believe that God exists? Well, if a man's striking a pose like that on the first frame of a video, I gotta believe something smart is coming my way. This has 100,000 views, 1,881 likes, and 186 dislikes. That means a lot of people like whatever he's about to say. I would never feel comfortable positioning my hand on my head like that.
And just look at this for a moment. Atheism is Unstoppable. This video has 1.6 thousand upvotes, 1,000 downvotes. I will give Devin this. That's his real name, Devin. I'm not doxing him. Everyone knows he's Devin Tracy. Dude's got balls. He'll go after anyone he takes issue with. And I'm sure he's smart enough to know when he's going to get an avalanche of downvotes. But he'll still say what he has to say anyway. And he'll still fuck with people if he feels like fucking with people. So, I can honestly say that personally, I'm much more concerned with whether or not people like me than he is. I still like to believe that I'm principled enough that I'll talk about whatever I feel passionate about. Whatever people may think of me, be damned. But I'd be lying if I said I didn't care, to some degree. If I saw 1,000 downvotes on one of my videos, I'd be like, I'd kind of be wincing looking at it through one eye. He apparently doesn't really seem to care. He actually seems to kind of thrive on this kind of thing.
If I was in a chess tournament and I was in the finals, just me and some other grandmaster, $1 million prize, winner takes all, I still wouldn't strike that pose. That comes off as so supremely douchey. But
I will say that is kind of a Dr. Seuss hand. Maybe if I just Googled Dr. Seuss hand. So, actually, it's ironic. The chimpanzee on this Dr. Seuss cover has a more human hand than most of the Dr. Seuss figures. Are they supposed? Oh, here's the Grinch. Look at that hand. The weird little dainty wispy fingers. What the hell is wrong with me? He's kind of got a Dr. Seuss hand there.
Jordan, tell me, is there a God?
So people often ask me, do you believe in God?
It's pronounced God and not God. Okay?
Look at that. Look at that. It's Negan. Negan the kangaroo.
Gaudy. Like your body. God has a great body.
Which I don't like that question.
God has a great body.
Of course you don't, Jordan, because this is the game you play. It's the game where you put the questioner on trial. A normal question, do you believe in God? What do you mean by believe? What do you mean by God? Just pick all the freaking verbs and nouns in the...
And this is actually the video I responded to, not Atheism is Unstoppable's take on it, but the original Jordan Peterson clip that Devin's reacting to here. This is one of the clips I react to in the most recent episode of the show, episode 279. So I'll try not to take it too seriously or offer my own overly philosophical 2 cents. I'll just try to have fun with this. I already covered it.
And just throw up the Monopoly board, Jordan. Jesus Christ, I'm so sorry. I thought, do you believe in God was a perfectly understandable question. But Jordan, God, fuck, Jordan. You're too smart for the room.
First of all, it's an attempt to box me in a sense.
It's an attempt to ask a normal question to a person that you thought was normal before they struck that pose with their hand and said, I deny the validity of the question.
Oh, it looks like Jordan has a migraine. I essentially said the same thing, but in a more long-winded way. I was like, what's wrong with that question? It's this kind of perennial question, this profound question that people in general have been wrestling with since time immemorial. Is there, I think I was quoting Hunter S. Thompson, is there someone or some force tending the light at the end of the tunnel? Is there someone or something out there behind all this? You know what I mean? Is there a God? Do you believe in a God? I think it's a perfectly fine question to ask a psychologist or a philosopher,
And the reason that it's an attempt to box me in is...
Box the body into God. Don't box me into a binary between yes or no. How about, we'll take maybe, Jordan. Just answer the fucking question. The question's legit.
Because the question is asked...
The question is indeed legit.
that I can be firmly placed on one side of a binary argument.
Yes, it's a binary question. Do you believe in God? It's binary, yes or no. Fuck. You can explain. You can go on and be like, yes, but I will throw the caveat, yes, but to a degree of certainty, which is this. Nobody's saying you have to just say yes and no, and that's it. What a jackass. I mean, this stall job he does. The answer is yes, Jordan. You believe in God because you're a fucking moron.
Oh, where'd that go, man? I just saw some kind of pop-up notification from CNN that said something about Trump's harsh take on drugs. Something about the death penalty or life in prison for something to do with drugs. Jesus Christ, man. Don't you touch my damn kratom, you fucking cretinous orangutan.
And the reason I don't like to answer it is because A, I don't like to be boxed in.
What don't you fucking understand?
Boxing. Don't like boxing. Jordan, you're such a creepy... And look at that set of teeth. Wow. I guess Canada really is a colony of England.
And
oh, that was a low blow. He's going after Jordan's teeth. I'm a huge fan of that old show, Northern Exposure. It reminds me of the time when, I think it's one of Maurice Minifield's old flames or something. It's kind of like awkward because it's not the character. Well, it's the character and the actor. I forget the name of the actor who played Maurice Minifield. It's like this gruff ex-astronaut. But he's jagged and messed up like bottom teeth. And they referred to the character as having a row of dog teeth or something. So I think what Devin's talking about is dog teeth.
B, because I don't know what...
Why did they just fade to white? Did he
Oh,
just die?
beard man.
Is this a resurrection?
Kangaroo with a
And
beard.
B, because I don't know what the person means by believe or God.
Oh, good for you. Give me a
Remember that Christian Bale meltdown on the set of that Terminator movie? Oh, I love it. Someone did a crazy mashup of Bill O'Reilly and Christian Bale. Wonder if I can find that. I wonder if this is it. If it's the one with the music, because I love the one with the music.
That's tomorrow. And
The fuck are you doing?
I don't know. Whatever it is, it's not right on the teleprompter. I don't know what that is. I've never seen that.
I want you off the fucking set, you prick.
That's not it. Oh, I think this is it. Revolutions. Christian Bale.
You want me to go fucking trash your lights?
I love this.
I'm gonna fucking trash them. Fuck. And what the fuck is it with you?
I was looking at the light.
Fuck. And what the fuck is it with you?
I was looking at the light.
Fuck. And what the fuck is it with you?
I was looking at
I'm
the
headbanging.
Fuck. And what the fuck is it with you?
light. I was looking at the light.
It's fucking distracting. Oh, good. 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 No. No. Fuck. 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 No. No. What don't you fucking understand? I'm gonna fucking kick your fucking ass. What don't you fucking understand? I'm gonna fucking kick your fucking ass. What don't you fucking understand? I'm gonna fucking kick your fucking ass. What don't you fucking understand? I'm gonna fucking kick your fucking ass. Think for one fucking second. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Think for one fucking second. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Think for one fucking second. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Think for one fucking second. What don't you fucking understand? I'm gonna fucking kick your fucking ass. What don't you fucking understand? I'm gonna fucking kick your fucking ass. What don't you fucking understand? I'm gonna fucking kick your fucking ass. What don't you fucking understand? Give me a fucking answer.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut up if you can't take a joke.
You are trashing my scene.
Shut the fuck up, would you? Shut the fuck up. Shut up if you can't take a joke.
And I ain't walking on this set if you're still
Shut
hired.
the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut up if you can't take a joke.
I'm fucking serious.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut up if you can't take a joke.
You are trashing my scene. What don't you fucking understand? 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 Fucking kick your fucking ass. Don't you fucking understand? Fucking kick your fucking ass. Don't you fucking understand? Fucking kick your fucking ass. Don't you fucking understand? Fucking kick your fucking ass. Seriously, man, you and me, we're fucking done professionally. Fucking ass.
Damn, so there it was. And I didn't even know that Christian Bale is from the UK. He doesn't sound like, at least there, he doesn't have like a noticeably strong English accent. Man, am I drunk.
Fucking answer! What don't you get about it?
Of course, he said it. He said it. The man's a fucking cliche. What do you mean by believe, oh God? Hey, Jordan, is it raining outside right now? Well, see, I don't like that question. That's a binary thing. Is it raining? What do you mean? What do you mean by rain? What do you mean by outside? Well, I mean not inside, Jordan. I mean like outside. Like if you walked outside, would there be rain coming down? Well, what is rain? Is rain a sprinkle or is it a shower? Is it a downpour? You see, I don't.
What do you mean by rain?
I feel uncomfortable with this because if I went outside and there's just a smattering, just a sprinkle, light sprinkle, almost a mist, I would feel awkward. I would not know whether to say yes or no. But you want to box me in. You want to box me. I'll box you right now.
And they think they know. And the problem.
Fuck's sake, man, you're amateur.
They think they know? No, that's why they're asking the question, Jordan. We're saying, do you believe in God? I'm not saying, it has my opinion on it doesn't matter. We're asking you a question which you are incapable of answering because you're a pussy.
And the probability that they construe belief and construe God the same way I do.
Yeah, and I don't mean I'm calling Jordan Peterson a pussy, but I mean, yeah, it's like, damn, it's like either you believe in some personal creator god, some conscious force that brought all this into existence, some omnipotent, omniscient, what's the other one? Omnipresent being. Not a wishy-washy concept of God like nature is God, something like the Force in Star Wars, but an actual, what they call a personal God. A figure that, if it doesn't have anthropomorphic form, at least, physically speaking, it's anthropomorphic in the sense that it possesses human traits, foibles, whatever, as Yahweh is depicted in the Bible, capable of jealousy and whatnot. Are you using God in some metaphorical sense, or do you actually believe in a personal deity? I think most people walking down the street who don't have a degree in philosophy or whatever, they think about God as the big sky daddy, even if he doesn't literally look like an old man in the sky. A patriarchal deity that knows all, brought everything into creation, and that you will stand in judgment before when you die, with the ability to reward you with eternal paradise or curse you to eternal perdition. Do you believe in that, or don't you? You know what I mean? And we can split hairs all day long, man, and talk about archetypes and mythic symbolism and different ways that you can define God. But the big man upstairs who stuffed an immortal soul in you and can let you into heaven or send you to hell, I think that's what a lot of people, the average person walking down the street, whether they believe him or not, thinks when you talk about God. There's all sorts of wishy-washy definitions of God and concepts of God, of an impersonal God we can borrow from Eastern religion or philosophy, etc. But we know what most people, at least here in North America, mean by God. Do you believe in a personal creator? Do you believe in an immortal soul? Or are you just being figurative and you believe it's the big dirt nap we rot in the ground when it's all over, and it's when the brain dies, the self dies, lights out, Tell us the truth.
Virtually zero.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Fuck's sake, man, you're amateur.
Okay, your definition.
Don't
of
trash
God, we can
my
discuss that
fucking
later.
lights.
But as an initial question, to get into a conversation, there's nothing wrong with the sentence, do you believe in God? Sorry.
It's a question that doesn't work for me on multiple levels of analysis, but
What a cunt.
This is the second time that he doesn't give a fuck about what is going on in front of the camera.
Who the fuck likes this guy? God damn it.
Strangely enough, just as
So, I don't feel as harshly towards Jordan Peterson as AIU does. I've often mentioned that there are some things I like about him. I actually do like the fact that he's kind of I'm a big Joseph Campbell fan, and I kind of feel like at the moment he's probably the next best thing. He's as close as we could get at the moment to a Joseph Campbell. Someone who kind of talks about the transformative potential of mythic symbolism and that kind of thing, and who approaches mythology from kind of a psychoanalytical or a philosophical point of view. And I really do like that about him. I even think some of his stuff, the whole clean your room, giving young people advice about how to get their shit together, I find some of that stuff inspirational too. But it's like this crap. It's like, do you, don't you believe in God? What's going on?
we were talking, the answer to that question popped into my head.
For fuck's sake.
Oh, really? Did it? Did it pop into the body or to the head?
Stay off the fucking set, man.
I act as if God exists.
You don't fucking understand.
Great. What a fucking workaround that was. I act as if? What, you're a Pascal wager dude? Fucking hell. God, I hope that bush behind him turns out to be a Venus flytrap and it just engulfs his head.
You're unbelievable, man. You're unfucking believable.
I don't even necessarily think it's a Pascal's wager thing where Jordan Peterson's trying to cover his bets. I think it's more of just he thinks it's morally and intellectually pragmatic or whatever to at least act as if God exists. I don't even know if this guy literally believes in an afterlife. So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt that he's not necessarily trying to hedge his bets. But yeah, weird.
Trap, and it just engulfs his head.
You're unbelievable, man. You're unfucking believable.
Now you can decide for yourself whether that means that I believe in him.
I decided that you're an idiot by you saying, I act as if God... Just answer the question.
That's what that is, man. I'm telling you. I'm not asking, I'm telling you.
So to speak. But I act as if he exists.
Oh, good
So
for you.
that's a good enough answer for that.
No, it's not. It's a fucking comically weak and lame answer. What, are you playing with your wedding ring? What is this? What message are you sending us now?
Then with regards to these other issues, the divinity of Christ.
I'm gonna fucking kick your fucking ass. You don't shut up for a second, all right?
There's problems with every question when it comes to big questions. The problem with that question is, what do you mean by divinity? What do you mean by Christ? Fuck you. Fuck you.
Fuck's sake, man, you're amateur.
Well, I would say the same problems with the question formulation obtain. What do you mean by divine? And also, what do you mean by Christ?
Negan's back. But it is like a lot of people who really like Jordan Peterson. I wonder what is that attracts them to him. I think it's a lot of young people who like the fact that he's kind of giving them direction in life, the whole clean your room thing and whatnot. And I do think his lectures on religion, mythology, and psychology are absolutely fascinating. But as a non-believer, as a skeptic, when he starts kind of equivocating, when he gets into this wishy-washy terrain when it comes to being asked, like I said, maybe deceptively simple, maybe deceptively complex, I don't know. But, a straightforward question, do you believe in God? And he talks about how, well, there's very little chance that you and I both agree on what God is and this and that. So, what's the sense in answering the question? And it's like I said in the last episode, two intelligent people should be able to lay a concept on the table, a particular concept of God. Are we talking about something like we find in Eastern philosophy, some impersonal God, some all-pervading essence or consciousness, the Force in Star Wars? Or are we talking about the Yahweh of the Bible? Are we talking about a personal creator deity, a self-aware divine being that willed everything into creation and that will judge us when we die? And do you or do you not think that when this mortal coil dies, that the individual self somehow lives on? These are questions anyone should be able to answer in a straightforward manner. Even if you're agnostic and not sure where exactly you stand, you should still at least be able to be honest and say, I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure what happens when you die. I kind of doubt that anything happens because we know this and that about the brain, and there's no apparent evidence for ghosts or spirits, or whatever. You should at least be able to give a fucking answer.
For fuck's sake.
This guy is a total spastic loser. Okay. I will not watch the rest of this 8 minutes of this video. I refuse to. But you get the gist, don't you? Let me ask everybody out there a question. Why the fuck do you like Jordan Peterson? And let me answer that question the way he would. What do you mean by like, and what do you mean by Jordan Peterson? This man is a joke. I'm out.
I'm fucking serious. You're a nice guy. You're a nice guy. But I don't fucking cut it when you're bullshitting and fucking around like this on set.
Oh, the twitching hands. Vampire bat.
She is a vampire bat.